Okay, hello everyone, Mark Session here, and this is a short video about fixing an issue, or it's basically a workaround of the HDRI issue that you may experience when exporting a turntable with an HDRI background. So basically, if you want to set it up, this is version 22.0.5, and this is an older version. You may experience a similar issue in newer versions as well. However, the appearance is slightly different. So this is the HDR version. I like to use HDR because it's a little bit more versatile, and size is different. So if you download it from Polyheaven, you can download HDR or EXR depending on the resolution you wish. Go for it. And so let's go back to ZBrush and see the issue. It's already presenting himself. If you're rotating around, these lines are disappearing. You can press Shift R, and in the rendering you don't see it, but when you export it as a turntable, it will show up. Okay, so let me just ditch of the render and go to movie and image title and overlay. We don't want that. We want to document, and we definitely want to go with turntables. So now it generates a turntable. As you see, these lines are appearing. Okay, so depending on the intensity of the texture, it may be black, white. So if we review this video, play movie, you see these lines are presented. So we want to avoid that. Now the main issue is this. Now let me turn it off, on and off. Sometimes it's going on and off, and it's moving it away, but when you're turning it back on, it's up. I have no found solution to simply turn these lines off or adjust any kind of timing, UV, whatever. And in newer versions of ZBrush, you may see a horizontal line, but it's still there. Something is still there. So the workaround here is, let me turn this off and go to Subtool and insert the 3D sphere. So let me go and insert 3D sphere. This is the sphere we have. We can go to UV map and morph UV. So if you have this morph UV, don't forget to check it. If you have it, that's fine. If you don't have it, you can always go to Blender, and this is a simple UV sphere. The only difference in the adjustments, the segment numbers adjusted like this, and if you are using Gobi, you can export it, or you can export it as an OBJ, FBX, whatever file, and import back it into ZBrush because it has the same UV layout. But if you have the good setup and no issues found with your ZBrush installation and the version is fine, you will see this morph UV working fine. Okay, now what's next? We want to turn it inside out because definitely we want to show the model inside, so we can turn on flip and W and scale it up to cover the figure basically. And the texture we are using is texture map and load texture map, and this will be import, and I will import this HDR and show it as is. Okay, now as you see, the color is off. So what we can do, and also we see this fragmentation because it's ZBrush, and ZBrush has no polygon smoothing as is. So it's in order to keep things easy and file size a little bit smaller, there's no such thing here. So we can go to not skin shade. Skin shades make it a little bit lighter, but it will still present. You can go with flat color, and flat color will give you the full tones. Now, if you don't like the tones, if you want to adjust it, what you can do is you can open up Photoshop. You can even save a JPEG file. The HDRI, it doesn't really matter here because you're not using it as a lighting environment. You're using it as a backdrop. So you can just, let me show you an example. So in Photoshop, if you have this one, you can go to mode, image mode, and go to 16 bits, and it will give you a toning issue, and you can adjust the gamma, you can adjust exposure, turn it up, you can add details. So a lot of tunings you can do, increase shadows, whatever. So, or out of software it's capable, and then you can save it as a JPEG, for example, and that will work as well. Okay, now let me go back to ZBrush and just showing you ideas. So here's the thing that I want, and now here's the issue. So flat color is working fine on the background, but we don't want to use flat color in the model. And if you have a complete set with hundreds of subtools or whatever, you definitely want to to assign the material individually, so we will use Subtool Master for that. So let me do this thing, and I will make sure that this spherical environment is on top, PM3D sphere. So I'll set it on top and rename it to environment. There we go. Let me turn off the visibility and select something else, okay, because selection is visibility as well. So we can go back with the Skin Shade 4, and we need Z plugin, so drop it down here, and we need Subtool Master, and here we have the fill tool. Now this is fill visible subtool, so instead of like going up to a color and use fill object, that is the fill object for everything. So it will assign the skin shade material for all. You can choose color and material. So this is now just material, and we're going back to the old visibility. So let me just turn this back on and select the flat color, and because it has no color material assigned, it will just update. So it doesn't matter what you do, it will update. You can also use it as kind of a trick. So the head is selected, and I'm pressing F to move in. If you double press, it zooms in and out, so that's a good thing to know. We can zoom out slightly and make an adjustment. And there we go. This is the center of rotation. We can press Shift R. So now it has a render, and we can go up here with the movie. And if we have a previous movie, we want to delete it because we don't want to combine multiple movies, because it can record multiple movies, which was really handy if you're, again, documenting things and sharing ideas, and you don't have the time for editing all the time because you have constantly update your customer or something. Just delete this one. No, we don't want to save it. And again, go to movie, turntable, and recorded area. So let me hit that, and it will take a little bit more time to render. Okay, it is done. So let me check the movie. Here we go, play the movie. So there we are. It's rotating around, right? Now the benefit of this technique is it's not totally the same as the normal HDR environment. However, it has some benefits. You can also sculpt on the 3D sphere. So if we have 3D sphere as is, let me press on BMV, so we can move it around. You can do things like this, which one is it's kind of crazy. You can do that. You can just push it around, add some distance. So you can even create some weird effects. B and U. This is nudge. So it's basically like what you can do with Spotlight. You can also use pinch brush, BPI pinch brush, and pull things in. Okay. So just having weird ideas and work with that. But that's it basically. So you can avoid some issues with this horizontal line, and you may want to even gain a trick. All right, thank you very much. Hope it helps fine-tuning a presentation for you. All right, see you next time. Goodbye.